Welcome, Knights of Apollo. It's Apollo here, and before we get started with today's glorious battle, and trust me guys, it is glorious. I just finished recording it. It was awesome. There's so many epic parts, but you'll know what I mean when you watch it. But before we get started with that, I just wanted to announce that I do have a Discord server. There's a link to it down below. Setting up a Discord account is super easy, and when I first heard of Discord, I was like, oh, here we go, another chat software, you know, voice chat software. They're a dime a dozen, but Discord is something special, and I really think it's the wave of the future. It's kind of like Skype mixed with a Steam page, a Steam group, but so much more. So if we look here, you can see that there's so many, on my server, there's so many different chat lobbies, voice lobbies where you can talk about whatever. You can, this one's cool. I made this where people just post stuff they made. Like, this is so cool. Some artwork. Then we got this video made by Eddard Sultan, or Sultan Eddard Stark. Really awesome stuff. Of course, we've got rules up here. It's really nice and organized. The admins have been doing a fantastic job. You can discuss history. You can post dank memes, which is fantastic. So yeah, there's really so much you can do. Also, guys, when you set up your Discord account, you should also set up your own server. It's free and extremely easy. I want to mention that I also have a Patreon that's linked down below. If you become a patron, whether it's $1 or $5 patron, you get access to my my private chat servers, which is just for Patreons. I use this server when I stream. Sometimes I'll go in and chat with the guys or play battles with them. So definitely check out my Patreon. You'll get some cool perks. But yeah, also I am streaming. That's the other thing I wanted to mention. I am streaming. I do have a schedule, and I'm gonna stick to this schedule. So at 7 p.m. US Eastern Time, Wednesday to Saturday, I'm streaming every day. So definitely check, or every day between Wednesday and Saturday, check out my Twitch. That's down below. So all that information is down below. Join my Discord, have some fun, meet some new people, play some battles, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Enjoy the battle, guys, and thanks for watching. Strategy, tactics, mustaches, Russia, all these elements put together create some of the finest Total War battles in the history of Total War. And today we have just that, another epic battle in Napoleonic Total War 3. Alright, what's up guys? It's Apollo and welcome back to another glorious battle. So yeah, NTW3, like I said in the cringy intro, we got a pretty cool matchup. Now, this is technically not a clan battle, but the team over here, these are all clan players. They all have the same tag, so I assume they're all clan members, you know, of their, because like this game is really, it has like a really competitive scene, so there's a lot of clans. So if you're watching this and you're a part of a clan for this mod, send me some replays. I want to see some epic, intense, hardcore clan battles. I think that'd be awesome. But yeah, I also like to watch randoms get together and face clans and try to beat them, which is very difficult because, you know, clans are, you know, they're friends. They fight together all the time. They're tough to play. Anyways, let's look at the factions here and get this one started. So on this side, this is the side of the person who sent in the replay. We do have the Polish. I had a brain fart there. I was gonna say the Prussians. They have the Polish, which is great. I love Poland. Great history, great people. So yeah, look at them. Very nice. Also allies with the French, so gotta love that. And then we have two armies from Portugal. Now this is where things get really interesting. By the way, both Portuguese armies marching same angle, same road, so they're gonna get to the center of this battlefield. Now what's gonna make this pretty intense is that who is the Polish facing? They're facing Russia. Now I know the Poles and the Russians, they don't you know, they don't get well, you know, they're not friends is what I'm trying to say. They don't play fair. So yeah, it's pretty heated. Even like today, I mean, I remember someone emailed me about wanting to get one of my shirts, which by the way, it's linked at the end of the video. You can get my shirt. All the profits go to Doctors Without Borders. All of it goes to charity. Anyways, yeah, one of my shirts, he's like, I really want your coat of arms shirt. shirts, but it's the Russian Eagle. And, you know, I'm Polish, and my dad won't let me get it. And I was like, oh, man, that's harsh. I mean, I don't know. Because technically, yes, it was inspired by the Russian Eagle. Because I just thought it looked cool. It wasn't like any like meaning behind it. Like, yes, the Russians are the one true people or anything like that. So, yeah, there's still like some bitterness. I mean, I don't know. It's just sad. It's like, get along, you know? Anyways, yeah. So, yeah. Okay. So, who are they facing? Yeah, Russia. And then we have Denmark over here. Frederick leading Denmark. And then we have Sweden. And they look so nice. You got the little windmill. This looks so Scandinavian. So yeah, they're marching forward. So if we kind of look at the position here, the battle is very intense, guys. Let me warn you, I hope you're sitting down. I'm sure most of you guys are, but prepare to feel the wrath of epic gameplay, because this is going to be strategic, fun, and exciting. Now remember, they've got to capture these buildings. I'm pretty sure they're playing for the buildings here. Sometimes players don't, but if they're not, I'm sure they would have let me have known in the email. But yeah, we've got some Russian cav kind of scouting up ahead. Love the wardrobe here. Love that Russian. You know, I do love the Russians quite a bit, even though Russia pretty much defeated Napoleon. Well, kind of, you know, it was more like January, February defeated Napoleon, but you know what I mean. You know, the Russians, the greatest Russian generals are named January and February. But yeah, we got another Russian cav pushing forward, scouting up ahead. I'm sure they're just looking at enemy troop movement. We do have some Polish cav eager to kill some Russians, and we also have more Polish cav hussars. I believe this is the general too. I'm sure he's not going to send him in right away. We do have some artillery setting up for the Polish, which they're already ready to fire, trying to snipe out some of that Russian cav. Cav is a very tough unit to take out. They're very fast moving. It's very challenging to take out. I mean, sometimes it happens and you can get some crazy kills, but it's a long shot. But you know, you've got unlimited ammo for Napoleon Total War, so you might as well use that artillery and go after whatever you can. I don't know why they gave unlimited ammo for cannons for Napoleon Total War. I really don't. It doesn't make any sense. Like, all the other Total Wars have ammo, but Napoleon, it's like, no, unlimited, because, you know, immersive. But yeah, we've got some hussars over here from Sweden. They're kind of scouting out wide. We actually have a cav unit. Look at this. We've got from Portugal. He's got his cav unit here. He's kind of scouting out this direction, just looking to see, I guess, if the other players are going for these buildings, which Russia is doing the same thing. He's got some Uhlans over here, some Lancer cav. They're just kind of scouting out as well. So you can see, like, this is why I love this mod. Like, I just get chills, like, already. Like, nothing's happened, and I still just get chills because of just how strategic and tactical it is. I mean, this has to be one of the most realistic mods for Total War ever. Like, I mean, like, Napoleon Vanilla is also very tactical, but if you add some realistic... What's going on here with this cap? If you add some realistic game... They're, like, asking to die from the cannon. Okay, one thought at a time. If you add some realistic gameplay, it's so much better and just so immersive and so just fantastic. I mean, I feel like... I mean, sure, I know it's a video game, but it's got that true spirit of the Napoleonic time period, which I really, really enjoy. Really interesting times. Really good stuff. All right, so yeah, 6-pounder artillery still just opening fire. We've got some Portuguese lines kind of marching across here. That looks really cool. Just like, hold fire, hold fire. The Portuguese marching across. Save your ammo, save your ammo. But I'm sure this battle is going to start any second now. But, you know, honestly, I don't mind the cat and mouse. I mean, that's really, for Napoleon, this stage of the battle is one of the most important stages, is positioning your troops. Like, that's what I feel like, because it's not about micro. It's not about, I mean, micro helps, there's no doubt about it, but it's all about positioning and trying to get the upper hand against your opponent. And there we go, shots fired, fire at will. Once again, the Portuguese infantry has marched across the road. I love that. I don't know, just seeing them, like, hold fire, waiting for the Portuguese. Open fire, they're out of the way. It's just really cool. But yeah, I assume he's going for the cab, but Denmark, the Danish, are just like, meh, whatever. He can't hit us. Those Polish, they can't aim. But now we got Sweden over here. I think these are a light infantry or line infantry. And then we've got some skirmishers this way. So Sweden is going for the center position. Portugal is now marching up some cav, kind of scouting out this position as well. I feel like this is going to be really like a death arena over here because Portugal, look at this, he's going for it. He's got pretty much his entire army marching this way. Most likely going to take this building and set up defenses in the tree line. I love these like little sections here. Like this is so cool. So cool because it's like you're entering an arena, you know, like just a little battleground. Uh-oh, I hear cav charging. Where is that? Oh, I think it's, yes, the Russians are pushing forward. I think they see an opportunity. Not sure what they're gonna go for. I don't know if they're gonna fully commit. Maybe they're just scouting. Yeah, they're okay. So they stopped the charge, but they are still moving forward, or at least they stopped screaming. They're like, oh my god, we still have such a long distance to charge. I just can't keep screaming. God, words are hard. Damn it. The stutter, though, just ruined that joke. I'm so cringy. All right, but here comes the cav. They're in the back lines. I don't know what they're going for. They're going for something. I guess they're just trying to get behind the enemy position. This cav is going to be pretty tired, though. There they go. So yeah, I think he's just causing some issues, just causing some. Well, actually, here comes Portugal. He's gonna come down and try to contain this cav, keep them in their place. Sweden's also moving over some reinforcements as well. Russia also sending in another cav unit. So you can see that we are getting some heated moments here, heated situations. Russia obviously probably waiting for reinforcements, but look at this. He might be going for the general. We've got Carlos over here leading one of the Portuguese armies. I think he is. He's going to go for the general. The general is still just standing there. Portugal, is he aware of this current cav charge? I'm not too sure. It looks like some line infantry is also engaging if you look on that mini-map. And there, just at the right time, he gets Carlos out of there and saves the Portuguese general. Well, the Portuguese cav kind of doing a scared charge there, just keeping the Russians away from their general. And I think the cav engagement is still going on. Let's see what's going on over here. Sweden is pushing up their ranks. Here comes Sweden, and they're going to come and probably try to clean out this forest. But Portugal just barely able to set up any kind of line here. But the Portuguese are well prepared for this. And Sweden, I don't know how aggressive he's going to be, but we're going to find out. Do we have shots fired? We do, with the skirmishers opening fire here. Using a little bit of the trees and a stone wall to protect their position. So just kind of popping some shots. I doubt they're really getting that many kills. So Portugal's not that much in a, you know, like a, it's not that important that he tries to silence those skirmishers because I think he's pretty safe. With all these trees and the terrain and the stone wall, I doubt he's getting, if he is getting kills, it's like 1 or 2. You can see they lost a couple in these units, but not a big deal. Now I'm hearing more charging. There's just charging everywhere. But let's head back over here because, oh, yeah, Portugal is getting really aggressive here. I did not see this line. We had some Cazadoras, some line infantry pushing up, but Sweden's got a pretty solid position. Yeah, we actually had some Dragoons pushing forward. So I think Sweden was thinking about charging in the Dragoons, going after the Portuguese line infantry. Maybe these guys don't form square. Possibly. But yeah. Yeah, I think they were going to go for them because they couldn't form square. But now Sweden is just opening fire here. Look at this. Opening fire and just cutting down these Portuguese. Now, it's a pretty good distance, so he's losing men, but it could be a lot worse. And he's going to go ahead and just backtrack out of there. He's going to fall back and probably reform a little bit. But Sweden's doing a good job. Really like his positioning here. And now we also have some Polish skirmishers supporting this front line. Okay, what happened to the Russian cav? Please tell me I didn't miss an engagement. Okay, so I think the Russian cav's hiding in the trees. Like, where did they go? Or they're just too far away to see on the map, unfortunately. But I'm pretty sure the Russian cav is still back there for sure. But yeah, Portugal still just opening fire here on Sweden. Yeah, I don't know if they are playing for the buildings. I mean, they might be. I'm pretty sure they are. This usually is how these battles play out. Where they'll, like, it seems like a normal battle, but towards the end of the... Okay, sorry about that. A little jump in the recording here. Something popped up, like a notification, and like minimized my game. Thankfully, for a second, I thought it was a crash, and I was like, no! But no, it's fine. So, yeah, where were we? Okay, so Portugal still forming up their lines. Sweden is kind of mirroring his movements by stretching out his lines as well. Back over here, I think we got Portugal, the other Portuguese player, getting ready to face Denmark. Now, Denmark, this is a much more open battlefield here, so we might actually see a bit more cav engagements. Very important, like cav strikes and artillery strikes. So this is going to be very interesting to see how this plays out. Now, of course, we've got Poland taking on the Russians. Classic rivalry. Great to see that. All right, so yeah, more opening fire here from the 6-pounder artillery. Sweden really putting down the pain. You can see they are, I believe, going after the Portuguese artillery, but unfortunately this Polish line infantry kind of got in the way there, and he lost a couple men, but most of them are getting back up, which is good to see. So we head back over here. The cav still, oh, we've actually have Sweden pushing over some cav as well, and the Russian cav has reappeared on the battlefield in the back lines. Love that distortion there, the field of view or depth of view or whatever. It looks so good. Napoleon looks so good. I've said this many times, but for the age of Napoleon, like, it's really impressive. Like, I think it looks better than some of their newer games, I think. I don't know, it's just the way they did the atmosphere. It just looks fantastic. Okay, so Russia is starting to make a push over here on the Polish position. Poland opening fire there on the Russians, actually causing some morale issues, and Russia's like, I don't know about this. Yeah, he lost a couple good men. I don't think these are... Yeah, obviously these are line infantry, but I don't know how skilled these guys are. But yeah, Russia from 1812. Here we go. They're pushing. They're well, it's a very strange formation here. Ooh, you see some Russians flying there, and now the Polish skirmishers. Russia really needs to push up some support. I don't know if it's because he's so focused in the back lines dealing with this cav, but his infantry is getting in a pretty bad situation. Now, actually, I see what he's doing. He's pushing hard. He's going to try to take the, from this point of view, the left flank of Prussia, or not Prussia, of Portugal and Poland. Why do I say Prussia? They're not even on the battlefield. Like, what is wrong with me? But yeah, the Russian line are really putting the hurt on this Polish artillery. Ooh. Poland trying to fire back. This artillery just caught in the crossfire, though. So come on, Polish. Push forward. Poland pushing up. They do have the high ground, taking on a decent-sized force here. Russia also pushing in the center here a little bit, but Russia not doing so hot here. They already have some troops losing morale. They've lost a lot of men from artillery. So, yeah, this line infantry, I don't expect them to last much longer. Now we actually have Sweden pushing over some line infantry over towards the center. Also have some Danish and Swedish cav. That are kind of headed towards the center. Lots of Russian ranks over here. Now, here's the thing about Russia. They're really good melee. They're really good when it comes to bayonet charges. So you definitely want to use them close quarters. Now, this is what I think they're going to do here. I might need to slow down the replay just so I can kind of explain my thoughts. They might be using this line infantry as a bit of a diversion. They're going to get them closer. They got the Grenadiers back here in reserve. They might just charge up the Grenadiers once they're close enough and get these guys by surprise. But we'll see. We'll see what he does here. This is going to be important 3 units right here that could really turn the tide of the battle. The artillery is still in the crossfire. What is he doing with this? I don't know if they're stuck. I don't know, but he's got his artillery just kind of stuck there, unfortunately. Portugal setting over some support as well, holding back this Russian horde. More Russian lines kind of stretching out towards the center, and Sweden also and the Danish cav pushing over in the center as well. Still some cav little engagements, little cat and mouse games going on. Where we have Sweden, they've got some hussars, they've got some dragoons. Now charging in. I think we're finally going to get our first cav engagement. Here we go. Yes, Portugal sending in some of their cav as well, and now, oh, the Polish going in against the hussars, and oh my God, Poland, come on, Poland, hold, yes, they break them. Poland breaks the Swedish cav. Lots of reinforcements. I don't know what he was thinking in that cav charge. I think it was poorly timed because here comes Russia now going into the fight. So, yeah, I think they didn't time that well enough. I think Sweden wanted to charge in his cav at the same time as the Russians. But now everyone seems to be breaking. That's just cav battles for you. But they do break apart the Russian-Swedish cav charge there and able to save their back lines. But we got another cav charge. Denmark going right after these Portuguese. The Portuguese do not form square. I don't even think they can form square. But yeah, they... Oh, man. Oh, they can form square. Okay, yeah. Or no, they're just reforming. But Denmark should probably get his cav out of there. He should push up more line infantry, take advantage of the situation. There we go, more Danish cav charging in. Let's see, are these guys forming square? Like, what formation is this? Denmark breaking, but that cav, that Hussar unit should return. Oh, come on, Denmark. All right, so very nice engagement there. Lots, okay, so we got some line battles going on. Sweden is making their advance. Russia over here. Oh, look at the smoke on this battlefield. Look at this, guys. So the open field battle has begun. You can see lots of, man, Denmark brought a lot of cav to today's battle. So he's got Hussars, Dragoons, I think light Dragoons. And then he's got this cav unit, which I have no idea how to pronounce, but it looks like a heavier melee cav unit. So excellent, excellent. There goes the Danish lines opening fire on the Portuguese position. So... yeah, really, look at this line battle. Just an epic fight here for this territory, for this area. The Grenadiers for Russia still holding back. I think they're just waiting for the perfect opportunity here to charge in. I'm waiting for the epic bayonet charge. You know it's coming. Like, that's what Russia is all about. Even in this game. Like, I'm not just talking about, like, oh, historically or whatever. I'm saying in this game, they actually are really good at bayonet charges. So we will see that, I'm sure. But Poland still holding the line against the Russians and fighting for their right to exist. But back over here, we've got the Danish and Sweden still kind of causing some havoc in the flanks here. So yeah, Denmark doing a pretty good job with his cav. And look at this, Portugal. I was gonna say Prussia again. I just keep doing it. Portugal reforming their lines because they just cannot hold against this cav. They need to probably send over more cav units, but it just seems like the Portuguese alliance, they didn't really bring that much cav, so that could bite them in the butt later on in the late stages of this battle. So Cazador is falling back. We got the artillery 6-pounder opening fire on the Swedish position. Sweden, look at this, marching. Got this line back here, calling formation, marching to a different, like, that's so cool. Like, you won't see that in vanilla. Like, this really cool marching. It's just so awesome. Because it's quicker to march that way. But yeah, the front line's holding. They're probably going to fill in this gap over here, most likely. But this cav is going to be the biggest problem here for this Portuguese alliance. Let's head back over here. Let's see how the lines are holding. Russia's starting to waver a little bit in their lines. Also over here as well. And Portugal is actually pushing forward. I think they're feeling pretty confident right now. I think they feel like, you know, Russia's starting to lose some morale a little bit. Maybe they should just push their advantage really against Denmark, against the Danish. And more cav just kind of facing each other. Now I noticed this is where all the cav went. This is where all their cav is located. They do not have any cav reserves back here defending the other flank. They're committing all of their cav on one side, which is risky because of moments like this. Oh, actually, there's some Portuguese cav up there, so that's good. Here we go. Sweden going in with some Dragoons. Sweden, let's see if he can get a good charge here. He's got to run through some trees. It doesn't look like it's going to happen. Let's see. He's still going to go for it. Yep. He's going to go for it. And the general's right there. He could be going for the general, but this is a long shot. Well, actually, the general's breaking. Oh, my God. Get the general out of there. Sweden going with the right move there. But I'm pretty sure the Swedish cav will not hold much longer. Well, their morale is still pretty solid. They're changing targets now. And I think they're going to go for the other flank of the Portuguese, who are advancing on the Swedish flank. Actually, no, they're just going to get out of there. So, yeah, look at this. Portugal now pushing their advance, trying to get around Sweden. So the tables have turned, guys. And now Sweden is having to curve his lines to deal with that flanking force. More cav pushing over in the center. Lots of cav engagements. Oh my God. What happened over here? Wait, was this a cav charge? What happened? Okay, we missed something, and I think it was a cav charge. That is a lot of braking from Poland. That's unfortunate. Here comes another cav charge going into some Portuguese lines. This cav is just disaster right now for the Portuguese alliance. Here comes another cav charge. The SARS going after some light skirmishers. Oh, no, they're going to change targets. They're going to fall back. They're going to fall back. Now, we got the building here kind of protecting them. They can use that against the cav, but yeah, Poland is having to re-stretch out his lines here, trying to fill in the gaps. Poor Poland is struggling here against Russia a little bit. Russia is now kind of, well, he's changing his lines as well. He's changing his focus here, but he's got his grenadiers kind of pushed back a little bit. In fact, what happened here with his grenadier? Did he do a bayonet? Did we miss a bayonet charge? Like, I swear to God, there's so much going on in these battles. I mean, you're gonna miss something. But here comes Portugal actually sending back their cav to deal with the Danish cav. Let's see if they can get them by surprise. Here we go. Come on. Come on, Portugal. The battle, if you look at the balance of power, it is dead even right now. There we go. And I don't think Denmark was paying attention. I don't think he realized that this cav, now he's going to turn around and send over the other cav unit. But, of course, we've got reinforcements coming in from Portugal, sending in their other cav unit as well. So, yeah, they're closing in. I don't know. Denmark's breaking Portugal. Let's see if this one Portuguese cav unit can do it. The morale is dropping, but they're both dropping, guys. Oh, and they break the Danish. The Portuguese break the Danish. Oh, man, that's a sexy unit. Look at this unit right here. Look at those uniforms. That is and they're all on white horses. That is nice. Yeah. When you see this unit, you're like, yeah, that's elite. That's elite, and that's probably why they broke Denmark. But I expect these cav units to return. And now the cav... Oh, they broke as well, but they'll return. That's just cav for you. They're very skittish. Very timid folk. So now, it looks like Poland is trying to flank around the Russian position. Russia's sending over their grenadiers. Yeah, I don't know if these grenadiers... I don't know if they died. Oh, these aren't grenadiers. That's line infantry. Never mind. Never mind. The cav, look at this. The cav's still looking at each other face to face. You saw the Portuguese cav, you know, back over there. They charged the Danish. That's because they retreated them from this area. So now they have a little bit less cav over here. Well, let's see what happens here. Denmark is actually repositioning his cav. I love this. So much cav action. So good. So good. The cav is really like, just like, I don't know how to explain it, but they're like the game changers, you know? Like, sure, you can win with your infantry, but cav can be so deadly if you use them correctly. Okay, here's some screaming. Oh! Wait, what's this? Is it the Russians? Are they going in? There's so much going on. I just don't want to miss anything epic. Yes, it's the Russians! You can hear the drum roll. The bayonets are equipped and they're ready to engage. And this is what Russians do best. But will the Portuguese and the Polish hold on against this bayonet charge? He's got them pretty blobbed up. Let's see. Oh my God, here we go. They've got a long distance to go. Now, it almost looks like he used some of his line infantry to take some of that damage, which is really smart. But they still have, let's see if the Portuguese can get one more volley. Oh, they've got to do it now, but no, they don't. And Russia charges in, and they could break the Portuguese lines. Here comes another Russian unit going in as well. And Portugal is crumbling fast. Here comes another grenadier unit. So he's blobbing up his units, and now he's just got to keep pushing. Russia has to keep pushing if he's going to break these lines. Here we go. Here comes another charge into the Portuguese. Oh my God, excellent. Here comes another charge over this way. Grenadiers, let's go. Are they going to open fire? Let's see. Oh, they formed square. Why are they forming square? Do we have a cav charge? No, we don't, but I think they are surrounded. So they're going to form square and fire at multiple angles here. Oh, no, we do have a cav charge. Oh, that very sexy unit that I was talking about earlier. They're now back, but they are retreating because of the square formation. And Sweden is also sending up some line infantry to support the Russian advance. Russia's going to go ahead and break square and continue. Look at the officer. Look, he's like, charge, man. Charge for the motherland. So epic. There we go. They charge in, and Poland is starting to waver. They're starting to break in the face of some crazy Russians. who don't even care about their own lives. Oh my god. The flank is exposed now. But Russia's not going to advance. They're now going to turn and face. And of course, very smart move by Poland. He's going to fall back and reform. Let's head back over here. The line battle is getting very intense over here. So let's actually do some slow motion here real quick, guys. Woo, there's a lot going on. My goodness. All right. So Russia doing some very Russian things by charging in his bayonets and making some great progress here. The Polish are having to fall back, reform, and deal with that charging unit. We also have some cav, some Danish cav. Denmark getting really close. That could be disaster for Poland. Back over here, things are looking really good. Wow, I'm so focused on the Russian bayonet charge. I'm not even paying attention what the Portuguese over here are doing. They are doing some pretty heavy damage to the to Sweden, and they're now having. Look at that. Sweden is getting rocked right now. They're getting wrecked. So not rocked. They're getting wrecked, and Sweden is having to fall back against the Portuguese, and this is going to be huge. So it might not look good over here for Poland taking on these Russians and the other Portuguese army. It's pretty even right here. But it seems like Russia's really going to have to do a lot of heavy lifting here if he's going to be able to turn this battle around, because the Portuguese army here, very healthy, extremely healthy, and they are pushing back Sweden. So let's go back to normal speed. Oh, let's fast forward. There we go. So normal speed there as we witness the Portuguese take on Sweden as they continue to retreat here against the very aggressive Portuguese. Let's head back over here where, yes, Poland is falling back. Once again, his line infantry. I wonder what's going to... Well, actually, oh, nice. Portugal preemptive strike there with his cav, taking out Denmark. And now he's going to head back over to the other side of the battlefield and support his Polish ally. Polish is charging forward. I wonder if he's out of ammo. I'm not too sure, but Poland going in. There we go. And they're going to form square, which is smart, because that Portuguese cav back there could also try to get involved in this engagement. Russia now charging in some more line infantry. Let's see if Poland can hold this time. Come on, Poland. Get some kills. Last minute shots. They are wavering. I think they're going to hold. They should hold. Oh, come on. Yep, there we go. They hold their ground. They hold their ground. Russia now breaking. Portugal supporting the Polish here. It's the triple P's, guys. Portugal, Poland. The triple P's. But yeah, Poland reforming their lines. Sweden, though, is still causing some issues on the flank here for the Portugal alliance. And now they're kind of having to fall back a little bit. This artillery, I guess they're just not going to ever set up. I'm not sure what's going on here. I guess it's just glitched out, possibly. Oh. Wait, we got some interesting tactics going on this side. Yes, a massive cav charge. Let's get rid of this mini map. Here we go. Beautiful. Look at this. And Poland is kicking some butt over here. And here comes Denmark. They're moving in as well. They're about to close in. And oh my god, Poland and Portugal, they are destroying the lines right now. Destroying the cav units, not the lines. You know what I mean. But this is still a very close, very intense cav engagement. And this is going to be huge, guys. Whoever can win this one will most likely have they're going to have more opportunity to hammer and anvil some line infantry and cause some havoc in the back lines. It's still really close. I don't know. Poland starting to break here, but oh, what the heck? Did you see that cav just like zoom across? What's going on here? But the square formation helping out in that cav engagement. That was actually pretty smart with the Cazadoras. And you notice if you hover over, I just learned this recently, you see the square next to the 4? That just means they can form square formation. So just if you're ever playing the game and you're not sure who can form square, just look for that and that will let you know. But yeah, Portugal able to hold on just barely, but here comes Russia with fresh reserves. Russia now going in. Nice. And they're going to try to silence this Portuguese cav, or not silence them, but break them off the battlefield, which they do. But the square formation still just opening fire in the flank of the Russian cav. Russia might be able to take this one, which is great for Russia and for his team, because right now Sweden is getting outflanked. Sweden is struggling, guys. against Portugal. Now we have the general over here, keeping his men's spirits high as they continue to advance. He's like, stop cheering, Portuguese, and finish the attack. Keep pushing forward. There's a battle to be won here. Victory is in your grasp. But yeah, Portugal is really close to winning this one. But it's still only just part of the battle. If you look back here, the center lines are just weird. They're breaking apart. Players are falling back. Russia is actually falling back. Denmark is falling back as well. So I think they're doing that because Sweden is on the retreat. So if, I mean, it's looking pretty, I mean, the balance of power is still even, guys. Here comes a cav charge in some Portuguese lines. Got to be careful. You don't want to get too aggressive. Even if you're beating an opponent and he is falling back. Let me turn on the mini-map too. If you're beating an opponent and he's falling back, you don't want to get too aggressive and too careless because you can lose units by cav charges, just like this. So Portugal losing 2 line infantry, which is really going to help them out. Now Sweden, really this cav is just trying to hold the retreat for the line infantry, and there they go. They're falling back, and I think they're going to group up with the Russians and Denmark. So yeah, huge, massive, united retreat with all of these factions, just trying to get off. We're really just trying to get to a better situation. But so far, guys, it looks like Portugal, I mean, I feel like Poland really took the brunt of that force. I mean, those Russian bayonet charges were devastating. But the 2 Portuguese, they're doing very well, extremely well. The Russian cav, the victorious Russian cav, they're still back here. They're still alive. So this is good. The 2 units here could be very, like, they could be game changers. Even though their line infantry is kind of struggling right now. You never know what can happen. So I think right now we're going to fast forward a little bit and just, you know, let them march it out, because right now it just looks like we're watching a mass retreat. And you can see the units are starting to disappear a little bit as they go into the forest and set up really their final stand, honestly. And, you know, again, look at that balance of power. It's still dead even. It does look like, oh, actually, hold on. Normal speed, normal speed. So we got a cav charge here going after, I guess, the artillery. But the Russians go after some Polish artillery, just getting rid of the ones on the battlefield that were, like, glitched out anyways. So not a huge loss there. Yeah, but Poland still has a decent force. And I think they're going to hold up in the trees, which sure enough, yep, they're forming their line. I love it. Just these epic last stands, you know, after, like, really good amount of time fighting, over 30 minutes. Now they fall back, and like, you just don't get that from the newer games, or really any of the Total Wars. It's just because how realistic and just historical and just, oh, it's so good. It's so good. I love it. Anyway, Sweden forming up their line, ready to take on the Prussian formation, or Prussian. How many times have I called Portugal Prussia? Probably too many times. I don't know. But here comes the artillery. That's going to be a huge help for the Portuguese, not the Prussians. So they're going to form up in the lines, and of course Sweden's going to continue to fall back. But they can't fall back forever, because his allies are making their stand. They're using the buildings here to kind of fill in some gaps here to make their lines a little bit stronger, harder to take, because obviously if they're going to try to push in this gap, the building's in the way, so it's going to be pretty difficult. But let's see, the Russian cav's still alive. This is still going to be huge, guys. These 2 cav units. Like, I really feel like if the Russian alliance, if they have any hope of winning this one, they're going to have to rely on the cav. Those 2 cav units as their infantry continues to hold. But yeah, the Swedish have taken the building. And now Portugal opening fire here on some of the units on the flank. And they continue to advance. And Sweden continues to fall back. So we'll go ahead and just fast forward a little bit. Because it's realistic, there's some pretty intense, marching and tactics and positioning here that do take a while. There we go. We'll go back to normal speed, because it looks like this one is about to get pretty ferocious. Now, like I said, the balance of power is pretty even. And it does look like Portugal, both Portuguese players, really the Portugal alliance, they're doing very well if you just look at the numbers. I mean, really, just the fact that you're seeing Russia, Sweden, and Denmark fall back like that obviously doesn't look good for them. And oh, look at this. Sweden doing everything they can to hold the flank of the Portuguese. Let's see. Now we got some lights pushing forward. That's going to cause some havoc for the lines. As long as they... Oh! Here comes Russia. They're going in for the kill. Nope. They're going to disengage. This is a very delicate situation right here, guys. Because if this Cav, if they lose them, I mean, I don't see much hope for the Russian stand. And here we go. It is taking off, guys. This battle is getting ferocious. It's getting intense. We got some great line infantry. Portuguese line infantry just opening fire on the Danish. Woo! Very nice. Got some grenadiers. Opening fire on Portugal over on this side. So I like this little positioning they got going here. They're reforming because Denmark actually causing some little bit of a hassle here. A little bit of a flank around their line. So they're going to reform and try to match up with that flank, I assume. And then back over here, Sweden is still holding. This is a pretty smart move here. What he did is he pushed over his line infantry just to pin these Portuguese down so they stop flanking around. Is that Russia? Yes, the Russians going in for a charge, and they do break the Portuguese, or the Polish, and now they continue to charge into the back lines of Portugal, and Portugal losing multiple units here to this Russian cav unit. And guys, we got ourselves a battle. This one is still a very tight, very close battle, all thanks to this Russian cav and the Russian player. The Polish now reforming their lines, trying to protect their flank. Got some grenadiers. Look at these guys. Look at them. Very cool. Very similar to the French grenadiers. But yeah, the Russians, they're now falling back. They did what they need to do. And if I was Russia, I would push up a little bit, try to get some flanking fire on these grenadiers. Which, oh, genius. Here we go. I'm a genius. Here we go. He's pushing up his units. Get them in range. Who knows? They might be out of ammo. Remember, guys, these guys have been fighting for a long time. Pretty soon, these units are going to run out of ammo, and we might see some glorious bayonet charges. But Denmark is still really healthy in terms of numbers. Still very well. It's doing well. Over here, this is a bit more concerning. Sweden is struggling. They're collapsing. They are absolutely collapsing. So if they... I mean, Russia needs to send their cav over to this side. They need to... Uh-oh. A general has fallen. Who is this? The Swedish general has died on the battlefield. And that might just be the nail in the coffin for Sweden. Losing their general like that, their morale is going to collapse. But the Russian cav is going to stay focused over on this side. He's not going to send them over to support Sweden. I guess he feels like there's really no hope. Excuse me. So now Sweden's going to do the last thing he can do, which is go inside this building and try to hold it as long as possible. Oh, here comes another cav charge. Going for the grenadiers. Oh my god. This Russian cav is making this a very difficult battle for Poland and allies. But they might just be able to hold on here. Look at that glitchy goo guy pushing in. Now they're even pushing to the front lines. This seems more like a suicide charge with this cav. But if he can break some of these units, I mean, the Russian infantry needs to advance, which they are advancing, trying to take the opportunity, trying to seize the opportunity and cause some havoc in the Polish lines. Let's see, here we go. Come on. I can't believe the Russian. This is a very nasty Russian cav. And their morale is still green. Okay, it went back to orange. Now here comes a bayonet charge. So they close in to support their cav who's stuck in prolonged melee. As they, oh, this is good combat here. Grenadiers falling back. The Polish lines are breaking. Portugal is on the run, guys. Portugal is on the run, and Russia is, oh my god, they are doing some damage, guys. They are doing some heavy damage against the Portuguese, and, oh man, beautiful. Now, but hey, here's the thing. This is so close. It's unbelievable. This balance of power has not shifted at all during this entire battle. So yes, Russia is causing some pretty nasty flanks, some pretty nasty breaking over here for the Portuguese alliance. But what Portugal needs to do now is fall back, reform his lines, and wait for the other Portuguese army. And of course, Sweden, even though he's down to like 2 units of line infantry, they're still going to cause some issues. And here comes Russia. Look at this. Russia now sending over his other cav unit, maybe going for the artillery, maybe going after a unit who can't form square. He's actually going to fall back now. Oof, what a fight, guys. What a fight. This is excellent. These are the replays, man, I just live for. The tactics, the Russian tactics are top notch. I mean, that's why you never underestimate an army that's on the retreat. Never assume that you got this battle in the bag, because you saw right there a well-timed assault, a well-timed bayonet charge from the Russians really just sealed the deal. Now, here's the thing. Portugal is on their way. They've got a little road here that's going to make them march a little bit quicker. We do have some, just like some back reserves. Looks like, oh, the Russian general. Back reserves just trying to protect the flank of Russia. They've really got to keep Russia alive. Got to keep Denmark alive, who's still just keeping the Portuguese in place. Portugal, look at this formation. This is a mess right now. They are now on the retreat. Oh my god. This is so good, guys. Here comes another bayonet charge going after some guards who are just barely. Let's see. They're not out of the clear yet. Come on. No, they're not able to catch up to him. There we go. Counter charge. Counter charge. About face charge. And that was beautiful. That was a great charge by the Portuguese. That was a little sneaky there. I like that. But Russia is still putting up a good fight and not breaking easily. Russia might still hold on here. Look at the balance of power. This is it. Oh, there goes Russia. But here comes a cav charge. Russia's not done yet. But Russia needs to quickly. Oh, that unit can form square, so he needs to disengage. Disengage. Whew. All right, Russia still has both of their cavs still alive. Get out of there, Russian cav. Denmark now falling back to deal with the forces behind them. Portugal still has a lot of units over here, just kind of flirting around. Still kind of farting around. Sweden has a cav unit over here. I guess Sweden, this cav unit returned to the battle. He's just trying to reform his lines a little bit. I think he's just trying to save his army here and trying to support his team wherever he can. Because honestly, Sweden, he needs to protect his flank, his team's flank. And I don't know, can he go into this ruined building? Doesn't look like it, but he is forming up some lines over here. And Sweden can get a chance to, catch their breath and try to at least slow down the Portuguese a little bit longer. Whew. All right, so Portugal now pushing their advance against the Russians. And Russia now going for a charge. Now, these guys can form square, but there we go. Yeah, I knew the Russian player wouldn't make that mistake. He's too good of a player. Too good of a player. Putting on a show today, folks. That Russian player putting on a show. Really good stuff. Really enjoy the great tactics. Just so good. Yeah, hey, Poland's still in the fight. They've got their grenadiers. They returned. They're kind of popping some shots at the very deadly Russian cav, which are pretty depleted. And now Russia. I mean, Russia's got to be. He's got to be really low on ammo. He still has some ammo, though. You can see he's opening fire on the Portuguese. Portuguese still in square formation. Sweden coming around the flank. Look at this, Sweden. Not doing much, though. Not doing much. I mean, Sweden still has the two units over here as well. They're now advancing forward. I don't expect these guys to fight long, but again, if they can try to slow down the Portuguese and cause some issues, definitely will go for it. Russia, let's see what's going on here. So yeah, Russia's still holding the flank, trying to chip away at this square formation. Portugal on this side now pushing forward once again, going after Denmark. Denmark is holding. But really, whoever wins this engagement, the Russians and the Portuguese, I think will really win the overall battle. Here we go. Russia going in for a charge. Woo, man. Glorious battle. Uh-oh. Russia went in for a bayonet charge to try to disrupt that square formation, and it does not work. And the Russian cav starting to crumble there. Oh, man. That is unfortunate. Not able to break the Portuguese there. But the Russians still have infantry. Sweden pushing up their line infantry as well. Again, you know, they're not out of the fight yet. They're trying to support their Russian allies. Portugal on this side has got a lot of numbers. Sweden still has some cav. That's good. We might be looking for an opportunity to try to run down some of the Portuguese infantry. The balance of power is actually in favor of Russia, the Russian alliance. So that's very interesting. And here comes Portugal once again. So we've got 12 minutes left in this battle replay. I don't know if it's going to last the entire 12 minutes, but they do have an hour to play. Because these battles are so long, they put an hour-long time limit. But we'll see here. Look at this, guys. Oh, Portugal opening fire on the Russians. Now, the Russians do have the tree advantage. They're confident, but they're tired. Come on, form up. It's taken them forever to form up. They are very tired. That's why they're walking so slow. Are they going to try to bayonet charge? Is that what he's doing here? Or is he just getting... Oh, Russia, he's taking a beating here. He is taking a beating. Where's Sweden? Sweden still has some units, but the Portuguese have some back reserves. Kind of zoning out the Swedish. Russia is going for a charge. God bless him. God bless him, man. My God. I think he's just out of ammo. I think that was his only choice. And here comes Sweden, though. And Denmark. Denmark sending over some reinforcements. Battle is far from over, guys. Just because Russia's breaking right now doesn't mean anything. Russia still has a cav unit. I mean, this is what it's down to. The armies are so small, one cav unit can... Oh, look at this, a cav charge. Sweden, not out of the fight yet. He's taken out some line infantry. That really helps Denmark. So yeah, Sweden's going to get his cav out of there. They are very depleted. Their morale is not the greatest. Portugal holding on to this building, though. And, yeah, Portugal now kind of pushing out on the flank because they're trying to get away from the Swedish line infantry. And, oh, this is not good. Denmark is starting to lose morale here. They're starting to crumble. So I think they, well, I don't know. I don't think with Russia out of the game at this point, I really think that this is over. I think it's over. I don't think they have enough to turn this one around. I mean, even though the balance of power is still really even, I think once Denmark starts to crumble here, which he is crumbling, his line infantry falling back, I don't think they're going to have enough here. Oh, there's a charge. Denmark probably running out of ammo. Yeah, these battles are a battle of attrition, and keeping up with your ammo is really important. Making sure you have enough ammo. And Denmark is, yeah, Denmark's falling apart to the might of the Portuguese lines. Just too much for them. Too much. Wow. That Russian comeback, though, man. That Russian charge. He broke so many units there. And he brought hope to his allies. But it just wasn't enough. And pretty much Russia's off the battle. Well, they still have this cav unit. They could take out those grenadiers. I don't know. They can still do a lot. Denmark's still just falling back. Falling back. And honestly, I think at this point... Well, actually, there's a little solid line here. Let's actually just fast forward a little bit. We'll just do... yeah, we'll keep it at this. So Portugal pushing up. So we'll go back to normal speed. Now his lines are in position. And, yeah, Denmark is on the run. I mean, this is... Like, what is he going to do with these guys? This is it. There's nothing he can do. And Portugal just full on... full speed ahead. And here comes Russia, though. Russia is taking out some grenadiers, getting his last revenge here against the Polish. And Portugal was thinking about charging in his general, but I think he saw the grenadiers break, and he's like, yeah, nah, not gonna happen. The balance of power is now, for the first time ever, in favor of the Portuguese alliance. Oh, man. Sweden, I mean, he's got his cav there, but they're dying quickly. The line infantry taking them out. And I think at this point, they've just got to accept defeat. Because even, I don't know. It's just, they don't, like, they've got the numbers, but they don't have the tools. You know, they don't have a lot of cav. They don't have any artillery. Didn't really see too much artillery action in this battle. Now the Portuguese are starting to flank around. So, yeah, honestly, guys, I think we're at the cleanup phase. I think this one has been decided. That the Portuguese, watch somehow the Portuguese lose this one. But we're going to go ahead and fast forward, guys, because this is kind of like the desperate last stand. Nice little charge there from Sweden. They break one of the units, but can't break this. Oh, actually, they break the second one there. But that's going to be the last of his cav. And the line infantry over here, they're breaking as well. He went in for a bayonet charge, but they break. And the Portuguese are now advancing and just cleaning up the forces. And guys, looks like we have ourselves a victory. Now, what's left, of course, the Russian cav. Which you might as well just give them their dignity and just charge in with grace as they charge against the Portuguese. And sure enough, they do break. And that is going to decide the battle, guys. What a fight. What a fight. First off, I tip my fedora to Stupid Brick. Certainly not stupid on the battlefield. Killed the most for his team. Wow, look at that. His teammates really struggled there a little bit. Oh, boy. Portugal. The Portuguese players doing very well as well. So this was sent in by Gosling. So thank you for the battle replay. He killed the most here on the battlefield. So who killed the most for his army? We got the 3rd Cazadores. So some line infantry there. So very cool. Very cool. I bet his artillery is probably towards the end. Yeah, his artillery not getting a lot there. Some of his cav not getting a ton of kills there. But yeah, I mean... These armies were pretty big. I mean, I don't know. The armies were pretty even in size, but man, what a fight. That Russian, like, comeback, I really enjoyed that. That was so exciting. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this battle. This was a really tactical, really awesome one. And remember, guys, if you're in a clan, definitely give me some replays. I want to see some clan battles. I want to see, you know, your clan will be represented on my channel, which I think would be cool. But thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you next time on the battlefield.